Sammy the Squirrel's Nutty Adventure. Once upon a time, in a cozy forest filled with tall trees and chirping birds, there lived a little squirrel named Sammy. Sammy was a curious and energetic squirrel who loved to explore every nook and cranny of the forest. One bright morning, as Sammy scampered through the trees, he spotted a delicious-looking acorn lying on the forest floor. Excitedly, he picked it up and nibbled on it, savoring its crunchy goodness. From that moment on, Sammy was hooked on collecting nuts. Day after day, Sammy would search high and low for the tastiest nuts in the forest. He would gather them in his tiny paws and store them away in his cozy nest high up in the trees. Sammy felt proud of his growing collection and couldn't wait to show it off to his friends. But as Sammy's collection grew bigger, so did his greed. He started to hoard more nuts than he could ever eat, and he became possessive and selfish, refusing to share with anyone else. One day, a kind-hearted rabbit named Rosie approached Sammy's nest, her belly rumbling with hunger. She asked Sammy if she could have just one nut to ease her hunger pangs, but Sammy turned her away, saying, "These nuts are mine, and I won't share them with anyone." Rosie walked away disappointed, leaving Sammy feeling uneasy. Later that night, as Sammy lay in his nest surrounded by his precious nuts, he couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that gnawed at him. Suddenly, he had an idea. With a determined heart, Sammy gathered up all the nuts from his nest and set out into the forest. He searched for Rosie and found her sitting alone under a tree, her stomach growling louder than ever. Without hesitation, Sammy offered Rosie all the nuts he had collected, apologizing for his selfish behavior. Tears welled up in Rosie's eyes as she gratefully accepted Sammy's gift, thanking him for his kindness. From that day on, Sammy learned the true joy of sharing. He realized that by being generous and kind to others, he could make a difference in their lives and bring happiness to everyone around him. And so, Sammy the squirrel became known as the most generous creature in the forest, always willing to share his nuts with those in need. The moral of the story: sharing is caring. By being generous and kind to others, we can spread happiness and make the world a better place.